system. Hey, y'all, it's Dr. Ali. I was literally logging off and getting ready to go to sleep. I started doing my meditation in the car. As I was getting ready to go inside. But before I went inside, I remembered I was supposed to do one more live for you, one more recording. And the conversation or the topic I was given was to speak about acceptance and commitment as a value system because it's one of my key value system. Acceptance is something that is huge because I have spoke about it many times on stages, especially when it comes to autism, especially when it comes to accepting yourself and accepting others that are may not see things the way that you see things. I like to say different. But I do believe as individuals, we are all different and we all have different pathways and different concepts of things. So, my first thing with acceptance had to come in play with understanding how amazing it was to accept others that are not the same. Um, in life, we're usually taught to connect with those who have similarities. We're taught to lean into or to create relationships with people who are similar. Like it just happens. Like you sit down and you watch a group of people, you'll notice that even in schools that people with like similarities will tend to attract towards each other or may hang around each other. So what happens when you have people that have complete varying type of qualities? So now we have differences showing up. The key thing with that was in being an autism parent and realizing that how different my son was compared to when I was comparing him to other children, especially at the stage of, when he was younger and going into a park and seeing other kids play with other kids. And then my son didn't want to play with anyone. So I was like, well, why aren't you like everyone else? And understanding that concept of acceptance and looking for similarities and looking for likeness of individuals are just habits we were taught as kids, as individuals. Tend to lean towards those who are similar to you. We tend to go towards or are attracted towards being in close to or in proximity to similarities. So that's how come when you will go to high school, you'll see that there are people who are more accepting of people who have very similar characteristics or qualities or physical attributes. Those are just what people will tend to lean more into. And then when they're different, when other people are different, then that's when they're often ostracized. I don't know about you, but I believe that we all can be ostracized at different parts in our lives because we all have something that makes us different from the quote unquote regular folks. Like I believe that I'm different just in how I show up in the world. And there was a time when I looked at myself as being different and I thought that meant something was wrong. Hi, thank you for subscribing because I can see you, so that means you subscribe. I appreciate you. So one of the key things about, thank you, I received that, about acceptance is understanding that, and you just said it, Katie, absolutely perfect. There is beauty in differences. And finding the beauty in differences and leaning into and being connected to those that have differences as opposed to not leaning towards them. So the mere fact of understanding that differences still make you want to be around folks, or you may still want to be around people that are different, it means that you can actually accept differences as opposed to looking at differences as something bad. Hey guys, I see you popping in. Thank you for subscribing. If you subscribe, say hi. Your hi does matter. When you do subscribe, I can actually see you. So that's the beauty of subscribing, is that we can actually talk to each other. Part of me having this page is to understand that even though I'm in New York and I am who I am, there are so many people that are out there that are different than me. But that's all good. Make sure you're subscribed. I appreciate you for subscribing. Understanding that there are people different than me. right? So before I was like, oh, I don't want to go live, I don't want to stream, I don't want to record, I don't want to speak in front of a group of people because they may just see me as different and they may not be attracted towards someone that's different. They'll be like, oh my goodness, or looking for things to say that's wrong. Acceptance is accepting that there are others out there that are just not the exact same as you. And the biggest part for me in helping my son to understand his amazingness of himself is for him to accept his differences. And that began our conversation of acceptance, understanding that differences are okay, right? Instead of thinking of differences as bad or differences are less than, embracing differences and understanding that differences actually makes you more unique than ever. I see you guys popping in. Thank you for subscribing. If you subscribe, say hi, because your hi does matter, and that is the benefit of subscribing, is I can actually see you and appreciate you from wherever you are, no matter how we're together, similar or different. I know there's no one else out there that's like me, that's exactly like me. And neither am I looking for anyone else to be exactly like me. And I want you to stop thinking that everyone has to be exactly like you. There's beauty in differences. There's beauty in the complete opposite sometimes. And understanding that beauty, understanding that connectivity, and then saying it, differences are okay, and I am going to appreciate differences, and I'm going to accept those that are not like me, because we have spent so much time in this world having negative and saying negative things about people who are not similar. So acceptance has to do with accepting things that are different and unique and that are still beautiful and still amazing. Commitment means actually following through with what you say you're going to do, or what you proclaim out loud. I'm a person that my word is a value. When I say something, I mean it, and when I mean something, I say it. So I believe in this time and space that we need to own our words and own who we are, and have more um connectivity to what we say and what we do than to just be saying it just for the sake of saying it. And when I do decide to show up, I choose my topics very specifically. I actually lean in and lean into what is it that I am supposed to share out there. I am responsible for the words that come out my mouth. I'm responsible for the actions that I come through, and I am committed to being a solid person. It's just who I am. As a result of that, many have tend to connect with me. It makes it easy to connect because I'm a person of my word, and commitment is a huge thing for me. I'm just loyal. It's just part of who I am. I appreciate, I show appreciation, I speak appreciation, and I offer appreciation every day. I think this is something that we all should lean on. I think this is something that we all should try to assimilate some of. If we want to become better people, we need to learn how to accept others, accept ourselves, most importantly, because we got to understand and own our own differences before we can own and understand anyone else. And that's the key of acceptance. Acceptance is knowing, hey, if I want to accept me and I want people to accept me, then I have to do the same, and I have to commit to accepting others also. And I always, that comes from that, do unto others as you want done unto you. Literally, that's it for me. I mean, that's it for me. That's just where it comes from. And then being commitment and being in committed to whatever you say you're going to do, to whatever you say you're going to be, to whatever you say you are going to show up as. Stay committed to that. Don't give up. Don't give in. Don't allow others to talk you out of it, because that happens also. But truly stand up for what it is that you believe is right, that you think is right, that you know within all of your soul, like your deep, deep soul. That good side that's inside of you that we all have. That when we want to commit to something and say we're going to do something, like I said, I'm committed to this space, right? And just making sure I come in and share some light and positivity. Now, once I am committed to something, that means I'm going to show up, right? Whether it's once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, 4 or 5 times a week, it doesn't matter. I'm going to show up. You guys know within some time within the week, I'm not committed to exact times because I'm not going to say something I'm not going to do, but I am committed to showing up. And I know if I say something, and people who know me know if I say something, I am going to do it. So whether it's outside in the cold, whether it's in the car, whether it's inside my house on the bike, wherever it's going to be, I am committed to the process. Okay? And that's that. Have a great one.